To our reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa, who's standing by for us. Mbali, so we've had the gentleman, Mr. Peet Venter, who was an auditor at Bosasa, give evidence, and from what I gather, it seems as though he was bullied to go there by Angelo Agrizzi. Tell us more.
Good afternoon, Nompu. Yes, indeed, he is speaking of how he was threatened and bullied by Angelo Agrizzi. Now, we know Angelo Agrizzi from the last appearance he had here at the State Capture Inquiry, where he made some explosive testimony implicating government officials and the likes and other NPA officials. But this time around, we have Peet Venter, who seems to be somewhat discrediting Agrizzi, saying that at the time when he wrote his first statement, he was under duress and that he had been threatened by none other than former Bosasa COO Angelo Agrizzi. He says that some of the statements the first statement that he had written to the commission was written at Agrizzi's home, where they'd all met together with former Bosasa CFO Andries Fentonda. They all sat there and they wrote their statements, and he said he was reminded of his involvement with regards to the formulating and the creation of what seems to have been fraudulent invoices. Now, how that comes into play is that a company by the name Tax Risk Management was recommended to Bosasa by Venter. This was for tax work and tax-related issues, but Bosasa at the time was a bit reluctant to to source the services of this particular company because of the owner, Daniel Erasmus, who is a well-known tax litigator, and they didn't want to attract too much attention to the company. So because of that, they then asked Venter to source Erasmus's services by setting up a company, his own company that is, and then sourcing the services. But he didn't do that. Instead, he used a dormant family-owned business account that he then used to source services from our TRM, which basically what this means is that he then finances were basically going from the invoice from TRM would go to Mioto, which is the dormant family business, and then Mioto would then invoice Bosasa, and these were obviously invoices for work that were for work that wasn't done and services that were not rendered, and for that reason they were fraudulent. And this is what Angelo Agrizzi had used to threaten him, and said and had told him that had actually questioned him rather if he wanted to go down with Gavin Watson. And this is the reason why he says his first testimony was under duress, and parts of it were actually taken from former Bosasa CFO Andries Fentonda. So this is what has formed the background and the basis of the testimony this morning. He will continue, that is Peet Venter. He does continue after the break, but for now it's back to you in studio.
Okay, and Mbali, just one last thing. Angelo Agrizzi himself, is he going to be retestifying as well?
Yes, we do expect Angelo Agrizzi to make a comeback here at the State Capture Inquiry. We are expecting him, but we are not certain on the day that he's going to be coming in. And but this week is basically the commission will basically be focusing on Bosasa, and Angelo Agrizzi is expected to come back with what is expected to be even more explosive revelations and evidence and testimony.
Thank you for that, Mbali. Arabile?